This is a throwback on the Mattel DC Superheroes. We're going to be looking at the Batman villain known as Scarecrow. One of the earliest released figures for the DC Superheroes line. Both Bane and Scarecrow were the two first characters to be released. Packaging is a standard yellow and orange packaging with the Batman comic featured inside. No issue number. They seem to always omit the issue numbers. I don't know why. They always seem to omit the issue numbers from the comics that they repackage with these figures. But on the back, the characters you can get in the first line of DC Superheroes. We've got Batman, we've got Scarecrow, we've got Bane and Killer Croc. And I believe all four of these figures were retools, or slightly retools, but mostly reissues of the original Batman figures that were released through the Mattel Batman line. More importantly, the Batman and the Bane. And of course, each one comes with its own comic. But that's packaging. A little quicker than it was last time. I know when I was first doing these reviews, long time ago, I was a bit long-winded when it came to packaging. Nobody cares about that kind of stuff, Spot. And that gives me now a chance to go back and do throwbacks on some of these figures. Plus, it also gives me a chance to give these figures finally ratings. So there's more on the way, guys. We're going to get this opened up, and we will have a better look at Scarecrow. Stay tuned. And just to give you guys a quick look at the comic that comes with Scarecrow. A very neat comic. Would almost look cool on a t-shirt with the image of Batman there. Heavily influenced by Scarecrow in this comic, as it should be. But you get this comic with it. Let's move that out of the way. Nobody's interested, Spot. Get to the figures, what they're all saying. The accessory that, one of the accessories that Scarecrow comes with is a scythe. Well, scythe. I commented, I think the first time I did a review on this, that I really like the scythe. The one thing I don't like is the pitchfork on the end of it. If you're going to give him a pitchfork, yes, give him a pitchfork. If you want to give him a scythe, yes, give him a scythe. But I don't know, to have two together, to me it doesn't work. And I know very little of farming. In fact, if you were to throw me out into a field and tell me to farm, I don't think I could do it. But the one thing I can tell you, though, is I'm not really a fan of the fact it has both on it. I would love if this was just one pole or one wooden stick, and then the blade was on the end. It's really not sharp. But yeah, I really don't like the fact that the pitchfork is on the end. Put that down. The other accessory requires me to actually grab Scarecrow here. The other accessory that he comes with, what looks to be, if you can see it in there. Let's in fact zoom in, the benefit of zoom. We've got ourselves a little skull bomb. And I'm sure inside that bomb, if it is a bomb, it does look like to be a bomb. Inside that bomb we've got fear toxin, fear gas. Let's zoom back, and actually while we have a somewhat of a zoom going, let's zoom in to the actual face of Scarecrow. Now, dating this figure is old. This figure is almost 10 years old. It might even be greater. But I gotta say, it is a nice figure. It was nice the first time I reviewed it, and it's certainly nice the second time. The second time I'm doing a throwback on this actual figure. This is the only time that Scarecrow has been released in a figure of the DC Universe scale. Yes, some people can say that Scarecrow was released as well as a yellow, was it a Yellow Lantern? In one of the, I think, upcoming DC Universe, depending on when, of course, you're watching this review. But what I wouldn't give, though, for a traditional Scarecrow figure, whether they were to reissue this guy, maybe just slightly change his head, or just give him an updated coloring. I still think this figure holds out really, really well compared to the other DC Universe figures that have been released since. Certainly a very unique body as well. His body has not been used for any other figure. And we've got the roping all over his body, all over his sleeves, his legs. He's just a patchwork of a character. We got some, speaking of patches, we got some patches on his outfit there. And then of course the hood, mask. His hat is very, very nice. It can't come off. It's affixed on there. But very, very solid though. Now, one thing also that the Scarecrow benefits from is loads of articulation. He has a ball-jointed head. He has ball-jointed shoulders. You can rotate the bicep, you can bend the elbow, you can rotate the hand or the glove, you can rotate the upper torso, you can rotate the lower torso, you can bend the legs out, you can rotate them, you bend the knees, you can rotate at the boot, and you can also swivel at the foot or bend at the foot. There's very few things that this particular Scarecrow can't do in the way of posing. A very solid figure. And I would think fairly inexpensive too. If you were to find him now, he probably won't be too much. He might even be sitting in some of the clearance bins or some of the dollar bins. If you go to your local toy conventions, you probably won't find him for too expensive. But I would say definitely worth picking up for no other reason than this is the only Scarecrow that goes in well with the DC Universe figures that you already have. Scarecrow, as I'm doing this throwback, I can finally give a rating to Scarecrow. And Scarecrow, I am going to give a solid 7.54. In fact, no, I will do one better. I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to give Scarecrow an 8. A very solid figure, and the fact that it's as old as it is still holds out really, really well. The only thing I would change, I don't really like the pitchfork, which is bent here, but aside from that, a very solid figure. Today's throwback, we were looking at the first wave of the Mattel DC Superheroes figures. We're looking at the villain known as Scarecrow. I thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more throwbacks and other spots to come, and I will see you guys next time.